I had a couple minutes of this already recorded, but fucking Siri pulled up on my phone, so it stopped the recording. So I'm keeping that one in for emphasis, all right? Because it pissed me off. Anyways, back on the bike. Late night cardio. It's about 6:30 right now. No meals today. Just going to be me talking for a little bit because I have a topic of discussion for the day. So back on the bike. No treadmill. No elliptical. I mean, I can get done what I need right here. So we're just on the bike. I said in my last cardio video, I'm at a conversation pace. For any of those that didn't see my last cardio video, Mike Menser was the one that was talking about this. A conversation pace is something, or a pace where you're pushing yourself hard enough that you can hold a conversation without being out of breath. You know, like huffing and puffing. You can't continue with that conversation because you're breathing too heavy. If that's the case, you got to lower down a little bit, drop your pace, drop the resistance that you have until you're comfortable. You can just hold a conversation, without being out of breath or without huffing and puffing. So that's where we're at. You kind of just play with it a little bit, go up and down until you're comfortable. Simple as that, really. So we just got 30 minutes of this, and for those of you wondering, what are you going to talk about? Well, it's not going to be for 30 minutes. It's only going to be about 10, 15 minutes, and it's going to be about the importance of bulking and cutting. So I got a burp in here, it's not coming up. For those that want to excel in the gym and want to make a lifestyle out of it, want to go far with it, bulking and cutting is the way to go. If you're just in and out, get what you need done, you just want to lose a couple of pounds or you want to tone up certain muscles, then yeah, you don't need to do much. But you don't need to do much. You just go into the gym, do what you need to do, and get out. If that's your thing, it's no problem. It is what it is. But if you want to excel and, go further, get the most out of it, because that's what you enjoy doing, if it's your thing, then bulking and cutting is very important. So we'll start. Sam Sulek made a good analogy of all this, but you're starting baseline, okay? 180 pounds. All right, you bulk up to 210 pounds. All right, 180, 210. You only cut down, let's just say 190, okay? So you're back here, but you started here, okay? So you put on, hopefully, what would be 10 pounds of muscle, if not close to 10 pounds of muscle, throughout that entire thing. But you'll never be back down at base. You go bulk, cut, and so on. So you're never back down where you started. You're essentially growing, losing a little bit of weight, but still staying heavier from the start, growing, losing. And throughout all that, you're packing on what would hopefully be muscle, if with the right food you're putting into your system, the right amount of sleep, water intake, all that. So once you start adding in supplements, you guys know what type of supplements I mean, then it gets a little different. But even then, it's kind of the same. You go in, you work hard, put in the right fuel, rinse and repeat. So it's very, very important if you want to make this journey, something worthwhile, to do this stuff, because you could put on weight slowly over time. If you're just like, I just want to put on a pound of muscle every other month or something. I mean, you can, but I prefer the bulking and cutting way. That's what bodybuilders do. If bodybuilding is what you want to do, that's what bodybuilders do. You might just be, they already look crazy. They don't bulk. Yes, they do. They bulk, put on as much muscle as possible, and then they cut down basically all the fat or water weight that they have in their body. There it is, excuse me. And then once they're on stage, they're just shredded, like to the bone. They have no fat, no water weight, usually, the best of the best. That's how they look. So that's the importance of bulking and cutting. Kind of a little dodgy there, if it was a little hard to understand all that, I apologize. This is the first time that I'm explaining this essentially in a video. So, is what it is. But if you people out there want to make it far, then you need to bulk right and you need to cut right. If you're somebody that's, oh, well, I can't put on weight, well, eat more. Oh, well, I already eat 6 times a day. Okay, eat 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day. Whatever you have to do to put on the weight, it's what you got to do. Rich Piana was very big on that. He really got me into the whole mindset of you got to do whatever it takes to achieve your goals. And I took that in a lifting sense. Anybody could take that in any type of sense, with your business, friends, family, people around you. Do whatever it takes to reach the goal that you want. I mean, that's what you got to do if you want to achieve big. If you just want like mediocre results, then just go throughout it in a mediocre way. But if you're willing to do whatever it takes to be the best or to reach the top, you will get there. It's plain and simple. So anyways, back to bulking and cutting. You're putting on the weight however you can at the start. If you're somebody that you can't hold no weight, it goes away immediately. You just need to continuously feed and eat and eat and eat until your body's like, okay, I can't shred all this at once. Let's start storing it. So if you're getting enough protein, you're watching your fat and your carbs and all that. I mean, when you're bulking, you can kind of play with it a little bit. You don't have to be so strict where it's like, oh, I can't get only this amount of fat, this amount of carbs, and this. Like when you're bulking, you want to put on as much weight as possible. So whatever you need to do to move the scale, it's what you got to do. And then once it starts moving, then you can start, implementing better foods to help with like that fat retention, so you're not storing as much fat as you really want. So at the start of your bulk, do what you can to move the scale. Once the scale is moving, then tweak things. Add in their beef and rice, or chicken and rice, turkey and rice. Doesn't have to be super lean, but you still want to clean it up a little bit, because it'll get to the point to where you're no longer just like putting on weight and muscle, you're kind of just storing it as fat. So that'll happen sometimes if you take it to the extreme. But I mean, if you're pretty conscious about it, you know what you're doing. You're not just, you're not just stuffing yourself with McDonald's and junk food all day. If you're throwing in, if a fair amount of it is clean, good sourced food, you could take your bulk pretty far until you hit a plateau of, okay, I'm eating, as much as I can. I've put on a fair amount of weight. That's when you might just have to tell yourself, okay, it's time to cut. If you're happy with how much weight you've put on, not 5 pounds, not 10 pounds, okay, that's not a bulk. All right, we're talking like 20, 25, maybe even to like that 30 mark. That's a lot, but depending on how far you're willing to take it, depending on how well your body looks, once you've reached that weight, that might be time to be like, okay, I'm ready for a cut. Because when I started, I think I started my weight before my bulk was 175 pounds, maybe 175 to that 180 range. I bulked up, and the heaviest that I got was 225 fasted in the morning. Like at night, I'd be around that 228 mark. But wake up in the morning fasted, haven't eaten for hours, I was sitting at 225. So I mean, that's what, 70, 80, 90, 75, 85, 95, 05, 15, 20. That's a lot of weight. I mean, if I started, at 75, I guess I'll say 180. So I definitely didn't put out that type of weight. 80, 90, 2, 10, 20. I put on about 40 pounds. So this was a long, long time. I'm talking like a year that I was continuously just eating. I did not look good. Like at my heaviest, I was fat. Like I got chunky. You know, I had some tits. Abs were gone and everything. Vascularity was all gone. So that's not what you want to do. I took it too far. I mean, I look better now. I'm down to like 195. So essentially I've lost 25. Yeah, about 25, almost 30 pounds, I guess at this point. So I still started 175 or 180, got up to about 225, and now 180, 225. I'm at 195 right now. So I'm still not going down to that 180 mark. I'm still above where I started. So I took it to the extreme, but I'm still on track. Now when I start my bulk again, it'll be at about 190. I'm gonna go up however much weight. I'm never gonna be at that 190 again. You know, I'm gonna be hopefully back down to 200, and that's where I'll stop my cut. It's 200, depending on how far it goes, 205, 210, but no need to push it. Let's see how it goes, you know, we'll feel it out. You guys, or girls, will see it as well. So, we'll see how it goes. If you cut right, then you can take it pretty far, you know. I have old TikToks. My old TikToks will show me at like my heaviest, really. I wasn't posting much when I was that super heavy because I was very uncomfortable with how I looked. I didn't like, I was big, but not the way that I wanted to be. So it is what it is at the end of the day. But we're starting it out again, you know. We're doing our cardio every day. Right? We're doing our cardio every day. Doubt it. You guys or girls, gotta get your cardio in. Like, this stuff is important. You know, everybody's like, oh, well, cardio is stupid. You're not willing to do whatever it takes. Like, stupid stuff like this. I don't find it stupid. I think it's very important. I mean, it keeps you healthy at the end of the day, and it's good. It keeps your metabolism up. If you're bulking, like I said in the last video, bulking, metabolism, you're hungry more often, you eat more. It's great. And when you're cutting, burning calories, shredding fat, like, it goes hand in hand. So that's that. We're at about 13 minutes right now. I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I've kind of just been ranting a little bit, just going everywhere. This is the first time I'm doing something like this. So bear with me, it will get better. It'll be less random, you know, I'm kind of pausing in and out, thinking of, okay, what to say next, or might be stuttering over some of my words. Bear with me, this is the first time I'm doing this. Maybe I'll have another TED Talk next week and have another topic of discussion, but that's that, wrapping up at around 14 minutes, so I think legs is next. So I will catch everybody with legs. Signing off for now.